Hello, and welcome to the last video of this tutorial. The last one is I want to show you how to use the XIPline application in the developer mode. In the last couple of videos, I showed you how to perform the calibration, ventilation, diffusion, and gas exchange analysis using the compiled application, which means you don't need MATLAB to run this application. It will only use the MATLAB runtime, just like the Java or C++ runtimes that we use on a daily basis. So this application is compiled, so that means you cannot edit it. You have to use this as it is. While this one provides a nice, clean program that you can use daily for more sophisticated and advanced features, you can customize the application, add, remove, edit codes, and all these things through the developer mode. That's one. Two, it will also add another feature, which is when it comes to segmentation, you can use the app segmenter through the developer mode. Three, using the developer mode through MATLAB, it runs faster because it uses MATLAB in the background instead of using the runtime. So there are many advantages you can gain from using the developer mode. So I'm going to show you quickly how to get it set up and then start using it. So I'm going to close this one. This is the compiled application, and then we will start setting up the developer mode. So first, we have to navigate to the GitHub page, and you can see here, developer mode, we have to clone or download the GitHub repo here, and then after that, we have just to add the path to MATLAB, and of course, run the application. One thing I should note that this application is developed in 2023B version, so you need 2023B version of MATLAB or newer to be able to run the developer mode. All right, so here we go. So in the interest of time, I already downloaded the application, this repo, and then I have it here. And then the second thing, we need to add it to the MATLAB path. So I have MATLAB heap here, and then under home, you go to the path, add, and then since I'm already here, so I'm just going to add this path here, and then save it, close it, and that's it. The second thing, to run the application, you go to a new, and then through a new, the app. This will launch the App Designer application that was released a couple of years ago by MATLAB. And then all you have to do is navigate to your XIPline app file, which is this file right here, and then we will load it. This will take a couple of seconds. All right, so I don't need this one. So you can see here is the layout of the entire application. First thing first, you can see here on your left side, there are components library here, which means things that you will need. So all you have to do is just drag it to the layout and start using. But of course, you have to implement the code behind it. And there are many things that you can take advantage of in developing any application, in this application or another one. The second thing, once you drag down the component that you would like to use, for example, here, there is the design view, which shows you the layout of the application, and also the code view, which is the entire code is being hosted here. So for example, here we'll start with the class. I have my class as the XIPline, and then there are properties and methods. And their properties, here are the variables that is used across all the functions. So anything is called by different functions, you need to put it here. Those are all just variables. And then we have the method. Here are the functions that you usually use, so you don't have to define them over and over again. So all you have to define them once, and then you can call them as you like in different places. Here are some functions that I often call. For example, here calculate the flip angle map, and so on. And then also we have the startup function here. The startup function, which basically is the when you launch the application, whatever you put here, it will be executed. To clean up the application, turn off, turn on buttons, and all these things. And then after that, you start adding function as you move on. All right. Also in code view here, you can see the code hierarchy here. So under the XIPline application here, there are the functions, and every time you click on this function, it will show you the features here. And then also, if you click on this arrow right here, this will show you all the functions being created. So whatever you click on, it will take you to the function that you want, and you can edit. If you go back to the design view, for example, this one, you can see here you can edit the color, font, size, alignment, and all these things, interactivity, position, and so on, manually. And then to add a code behind that button, for example, the select data here, right click on it and then call back, and this will, if this button is already has a function, it will take you there, and if it does not, then it will ask you to create a function for that button. For example, I already have a function under that button here, so I'm just gonna go to that function, which shows right here, and then I can edit anything I want here. And then that's pretty much it, basically. All you have to, again, take advantage of these button here, and then this is the layout. If you're curious about anything under each button, all you have to do, right click and then go to the code behind that button, and then it will show you the entire code. However, you can see here there's a lot of code here, a lot of functions. However, these functions are only to run the interface application. The true code is being hosted in those folders here. So I have the calibration folder. Those are the function that are used by the calibration analysis. Similarly for the diffusion, for the gas exchange, the global log function that has been used across the application by different analyses. Load data is basically just loading or reconstructing data. Have the registration, segmentation, ventilation functions. These icons are for these little icons you see here. For example, those are the icons. Under user manual here, I have the PDF for user manual, which should be updated regularly. And then those are some info for the to run the gas exchange. And this is the main app file. And then this is the last file that I want to show you. This is very helpful for debugging or developing anything. So before you start developing anything, this is very useful, just a place to start. For example, here, to run the calibration analysis, and instead of using the interface, you can use the entire application through this MATLAB script. So here we'll ask you to load your data and then perform the analysis for you. This is using the MRD format. And then for image analysis here are basically the buttons on the interface. And so you just have to choose which analysis, for example, you use, the Institute scanner, software version, and so on. And then after that, we'll ask you to load your data and then to load the Proton data as well. And then after that, it will call this function to load your data. And you can also view the data just like in the viewing window. After that, you can do the registration, and then after that, load your mask, segmentation, ventilation analysis, diffusion analysis, and then the gas exchange analysis, and then the patient report. Those are literally just the buttons that you saw on the interface, but it's being hard-coded here. And to develop anything, you can just start adding some variables, and then under each function, you can go manually and edit that function. For example, here, if you want to add a new data type that you want to add to the application, you can add a variable, and then you can right-click here and open that function. That will take you to the load data function. And then under that, you can see that based on the extension of the data, we call the appropriate function to read that data. For example, here DICOM, we will call this DICOM read function. And then under the ventilation, diffusion, or gas exchange, similarly, if it's MATLAB file, or if it's a Nifty file, if it's .edge MRD file, and again, under each one of them, ventilation, diffusion, gas exchange. And then, of course, you can specify which software. For example, here I have for Philips or .data. For ventilation, we have different scanner software, 5.3, 5.6. We have also 5.9, and so on. It's for each it's a different function for each software version. And then, of course, we have Siemens here. We have GE here. And then to add a new function, all you have to do is just scroll down, add a new type of data, and then add your own function. And you can use the above code to get inspired how you want to structure your code behind. Again, this is just the load function. Similarly, you can do that for all the function being called to perform any type of analysis. And I think I covered most of the application. Of course, the machine learning models, they need to be set up just like we did for the compiled application. So you have to download them and create the XIPline folder and all that would be explained in the first video. But for now, please, if you have any question, please just email me and I will be happy to answer your question. Or if you would like to add new features, please just email me and I will be happy to help you with that. And thanks for watching.